Increase your chances of being discovered by your perfect audience on Pinterest, and also increase your chances of going viral on Pinterest when you start doing this. I'm Emily Bales. I'm a Pinterest marketing and ad strategist, and for the past 4.5 years, I've helped my clients and my students increase their traffic and turn it into profit through the power of Pinterest marketing. So in today's episode, I am talking about all things Pinterest trends. So in case you weren't aware, for the past few years, Pinterest has been releasing something that they call Pinterest Predicts. And what this is essentially a Pinterest trend prediction. Hence the name prediction. Pinterest is kind of taking a crystal ball and making predictions on what they think will be trending ideas, topics, keywords in the upcoming year. Since it is a prediction, that's not a guarantee that these trends are going to take off. But because of the nature of Pinterest, they have a lot more information and a lot better idea, honestly, in regards to what their audience is interested in, what they want to see more of, what they might be thinking about in the upcoming year. Because pinners are planners, I always like to tell people that they're always thinking ahead. And because they are planning ahead, that kind of gives Pinterest an edge when they are making these trend predictions. For that reason, they have been right about trends 8 out of 10 times over the past few years. Now, I posted a TikTok video that actually got a lot of traction, and it was all about Pinterest Predicts, and I shared breaking Pinterest news, and it was right after these trend predictions were shared. And it was so funny because I didn't really think that Pinterest Predicts was a controversial topic, but I got a lot of mixed feedback and reviews. Some people are not so happy with Pinterest, other people love Pinterest, some people are like, that's silly because Pinterest is saying it's a trend, therefore people start creating content about that, and then it does take off. Regardless of this being the case or not, if it does take off because Pinterest says it's going to be a trend, who cares? As a business owner, if you can capitalize off of that traffic and also serve your audience amazing content and increasing your chances of getting discovered, hence you getting more traffic and ultimately profit, then that's great, right? And of course, the money is important for your business, but when you are offering a solution to your audience, you're creating a better user experience on the platform as well. And then once you get discovered, you can really get people into your world, your sphere, on your email list, and then you have this amazing opportunity to nurture them. And it all stems from being discovered on Pinterest. Now, in case you're wondering, you're like,
Emily, you're going on and on about how great Pinterest is and Pinterest trends. Should I start marketing on the platform?
I just want to share that if you are not yet marketing on Pinterest, I highly recommend it. What Pinterest does is it drives traffic. So that means it increases the amount of people going to your website, your landing pages, your offers. That increases the amount of traffic even going to affiliates or other places that you want your audience to go. And so it obviously is going to also, or it should, if you have a good strategy, increase your profit as well. And like I said, because it is a visual search engine, people are going there for solutions. So the reason I really want brands to not sleep on Pinterest is because 97% of searches are unbranded. That means when people go to the platform, they're not looking for the big name brands that we all know and love, like Target or Peloton or Lush. And all of these brands are also marketing on Pinterest, but people just want the perfect solution to their problem. They want ideas, they want inspiration, they're looking for education. And when you can provide that for them, then, like I said, you're really getting them into your world, your funnels, and you can nurture them and also give them amazing content, whether they decide to take that next step in your funnel or not. So an amazing way to be discovered and increase, like I said at the beginning of this episode, increase your chances of being discovered and increasing your chances of your pins going viral is through capitalizing off of those trends. So Pinterest Predicts is so cool because, like I said, they are predicting trends in the future. And so in today's episode, I want to break down this Pinterest Predicts report, take a look at it. And I also want you to think about, how could I potentially incorporate these trends into my business and my niche? Now, I will say, disclaimer, some of the Pinterest trend predictions are kind of crazy and a little bit obscure. So I'm not recommending absolutely like you have to do this, but it is fun to just look at, and it might spark some ideas and inspiration for your brand and what you can be doing in the upcoming year. One other side note I want to say before we dive into Pinterest predicts is, a lot of people were like,
oh, this is giving off AI and it feels really weird.
Pinterest has always had really fun / funky pictures, and it's funny because obviously AI is huge in 2023, 2024, I'm sure in years to come. I don't think AI is going anywhere, but Pinterest has always had this more funky flair even before AI is what it is today. So, you see people playing around with AI and creating, branded photos or new pictures for their business using AI. And they do feel a little funky, but the funny thing is like I said, Pinterest has always kind of had this funky flair. And I think it's because they're trying to keep things fresh with the Pinterest predicts for the upcoming year. So without further ado, what I want to do is I want to jump over to Pinterest, take a look at these Pinterest trend predictions, talk about how you could implement them in the upcoming year, and then we will go from there. So let's go ahead without further ado and dive in. Here we are inside Pinterest Predicts 2024. So first I want to show you how you actually get to the trend predictions, because that was also a question I was getting asked a lot on social media. So you're actually going to go to business.pinterest.com/Pinterest predicts. So that's how you are going to find these trend predictions. And Pinterest actually provides a lot of information about the trends, how to utilize them, and they also give you more information about how they're actually coming up with these trend predictions and how they're basing it off of data. So they're not just pulling them out of thin air. And what's kind of cool is as you scroll over each of the pictures, those are really the themes for the different trends this year. So make it big, blue beauty, dirt flirts, bee jelly, bow stacking. And while we're talking about bow stacking, one other comment I was starting to get on TikTok, some people mentioned, hey, I've already noticed that this is a trend that has been increasing in search. And that's okay. If you've already noticed that this has been trending even in the current or the previous year, that's all right. They're still predicting it to increase in search and continue to trend in the next year. So, with it being a prediction and almost a guess, it might not be as much of a guess. They're actually seeing that it is trending. That's okay too. Like I said, it's still giving you information that this trend is really going to continue on in the next year. And one other thing I want to mention, because these are the trend predictions for 2024. Maybe you're watching this YouTube episode and we are in the middle or the end of 2024. Understanding how to utilize Pinterest predicts, understanding how to utilize Pinterest trends in your Pinterest marketing strategy, you're learning foundations here. Obviously, you're going to want to update and refresh your knowledge on the next year's Pinterest trend predictions. However, like I said, understanding, oh, this is something that I should pay attention to. This is how I use Pinterest predicts. This can be applied whether you're in 2025, 2026, which sounds so weird to even say. So let's go ahead and dive into some of these trend predictions and kind of explore using Pinterest predicts. So I'm going to click on bow stacking, and what it does is it makes a larger picture, and when you scroll down, it kind of gives a little bit of a breakdown on that trend prediction. So this one says 2024 will be the year we take a bow. Millennials and Gen Z will embrace the art of bow stacking. As they adorn their outfits, shoes, hair, and jewelry with this oh so delicate detail. Bow large or bow small, next year brings bows for all. So this is super fun. You can see the trending search terms. Bow outfit up 190%, bow necklace up 180%, bow aesthetic, bow crochet, heels with bows. So you can see they're actually giving you essentially long tail keywords. Now, pillar keywords are 1 to 2 words. Long tail are typically 2 or 3 to 5. So heels with bows, this is more along the lines of a long tail. And obviously you can see here the pillar keyword for all of these is bows, okay? So each of these different combinations have the word bow. So when you scroll down, you'll see explore on Pinterest, shop the trend.
act on the trends. For advertisers, trends are only as useful as they are actionable. Here are 2 ways you can act on the trends in this report. So it kind of shows you ways that you can act on that. I kind of like to check out the shop. So it'll show you different ways that you can shop, and you can see people's pins are being pulled up, which is really cool. So people, when they want to shop that particular trend, have different ideas, inspiration, resources, products right there that they can buy from. You'll see if you scroll back to the top, you can essentially click left to right, and it's going to take you to one of the other trends that they're predicting. So this one is knockout workouts. Once again, it kind of gives you a description of each. It gives you different keywords that will be trending. You can shop. So if you explore the trend, you can see if you click on that, you can shop now. So it's really pretty cool. And you can also get ideas and inspiration when you go to that specific trend and shopping it. You can see what other people are creating and what type of inspiration they're sharing. So as I go ahead, I can go ahead and go left to right. Tropic like it's hot. They're all kind of fun. Some of them are a little bit of tongue twister saying them. So pineapple mocktails, coconut aesthetic. One way that you can think about this, because you're probably like, okay, Emily, how does this apply to my business, my niche? It might take a little bit of creativity. It might not be super obvious how to utilize that trend. And I'm not saying make up something that is off brand or feels misaligned, but if you can find a way to capitalize on these trends, why not? They're fun. And I will say Pinterest doesn't necessarily tell us when these are going to be trending up or peaking. They are predictions. So there's not even necessarily a guarantee, in regards to when they're going to take off, if they will take off. But what I've told people in the past is you can also kind of use your background knowledge about when you think that this would typically take off. So for example, last year, one of the Pinterest predict trends was, I think it was parties or something. It was essentially like dog parties, which is really fun. Or maybe it was pool potties. It was pool potties. That was it. And so it was pool parties for dogs, which is hilarious. And, people love their pets. The dogs are a part of their family. So anyways, it was a prediction that people were going to be having dog pool parties. So when you think about that, a good portion of the country isn't going to start, if you're in the United States, it's not going to start getting warm until mid to late spring/summer. So you can kind of use your best judgment as in regards to when you think that's going to be trending up. So there's a little bit of seasonality there. Other ones won't be as obvious, but as you start to explore them, you might kind of get an idea. I will say the one with like knockout workouts, I could see that being trend at the beginning of the year, especially as people really try to set New Year fitness goals and, start thinking about their healthy lifestyle. I feel like a lot of people, obviously, that's a big trend with the new year. So up at the top, you will see there are a few different options that you can click on. There's an about. So you can learn more about how Pinterest predicts, really what they're basing that on. So, and it tells you trends on Pinterest start earlier than anywhere else on the internet, which helps them come up with this information, kind of, what I already shared at the beginning of this episode. So then if you go click over in the top left-hand corner where it says for businesses. So it'll give you more information, boost your business with Pinterest trends. So it kind of explains, how you can continue to capitalize on these trends as a business owner and how these trends are going to work harder for you, as they say. So fads signal what's now, Pinterest trends predict what's next. So it kind of shows you, how you can prepare and use these. So something that's also kind of cool and helpful that they share. So it says brands win big with Pinterest predicts. So it actually shows you some of the brands that people know and love and how they incorporated these trends into their marketing. So iRobot used the Barkitecture trend for a new campaign about Roomba robot vacuums. The move paid off. Creative featuring the Pinterest Predicts trend badge saw a 2.4 times higher click-through rate than ads without the badge. So that's kind of cool because Pinterest, when they give you that Pinterest Predicts trend badge, it appears that it also increased people taking action. So that's also really cool. And you might be thinking, okay, how is iRobot, this vacuum, how is that going to correlate with architecture? So you can see a little bit of creativity here, obviously, with how they utilize this trend with their unique business. And so, that's what I'm inviting you to do. So you can see act on the insight, sponsor Pinterest trend prediction, reach target audience with Pinterest trend personas. Now you can target specific audiences for each of the Pinterest predict trends, from the fashion mavens to the foodies and more. Just tell the Pinterest team the trend you're most interested in, and we'll load the corresponding audience data into your campaign tools, which is also really cool. So you can see Pinterest is really pushing for the Pinterest trends. So whether you hate it or you love it, sometimes we need to embrace something because the platform wants us to do it. I'm a little biased because I like Pinterest, but I think they're fun. Side note, somebody on TikTok, I think they were irritated with my love for Pinterest, and they're like, why do you care so much about Pinterest? And I'm like, well, it's obviously supported my life over the past few years. And no, I am not a Pinterest employee, but I am a small business owner, and I'm offering, Pinterest management services to businesses, and that's supported me. It's also a really fun, inspiring, and positive platform. So once again, if you can't see, I am clearly biased and think all businesses should be marketing on the platform. Okay, so we are going to wrap this up. You'll have to let me know what questions you have about utilizing Pinterest Predicts. I also would love for you to let me know in the comments, not only what questions you have, but also share what topics or things you would like me to cover in the upcoming episodes. So let's go ahead and wrap up today's episode.
I don't know about you, but the Pinterest trend predictions are so much fun, and I can't wait for you to watch this episode, absorb it, and I would love for you to let me know in the comments what you think about the trends. Like I said, on TikTok, people had very controversial responses, and I did not think that it was a controversial topic, but apparently it is, which is totally okay. Everybody is entitled to their own opinions. So let me know in the comments what you think. I would love for you to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. That helps me grow, helps me keep coming back week after week to create content and serve you. And don't be shy. In the comments, let me know what type of content or episodes you'd like to see in the upcoming weeks. Nothing makes me happier than to create content around what you want to learn more about. That's what this is all about, is to serve you. So I would love for you to check that out. If you would like to learn more about my resources, check out my digital resource shop. That is also linked in this episode. So I can't wait to see you soon in next week's episode. Bye for now, friends.